Hello, and welcome to Wine with Wita, the podcast that is dedicated to engaging with health professionals and caregivers in meaningful discussions. I'm your host, Rita Shamoon, or as my clients call me, Wita. I'm a pediatric speech pathologist, and I am so excited to have you here. Each week, we deep dive into connecting you with caregivers and healthcare professionals, sharing their insights, stories, and key takeaways to help you with your child's diagnosis and your journey. Whether you are a parent, healthcare professional, a lifetime learner, or simply a wine enthusiast, you're in the right place. So let's sit back and relax and enjoy today's episode. Hey everybody, welcome to Wine with Wita, another solo episode that I'm sure you'll find very useful and entertaining to support you along your journey with your child's disability and intervention. Now, we just came back from a little family getaway with my daughter, and I have three daughters. I don't know if you know, I have three young daughters aged 11, 9, and 8. And I love to get them involved in my business, not only to get them to keep them occupied, but I also love to be that model for my children to show them that hard work has great success, but nothing comes easy and you have to work really hard to achieve success. And they see me always working, not only in the family home, but also for my business. So I always encourage them to get involved. Now, I was having a walking with my middle daughter, Maria, and she says to me, Mommy, I think I can help you make a content piece for your Instagram page. She said, you know that song for Mission Impossible, dun, 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 dun. She said, I said, yes. So what about it? And all I could think of, how's it Mission Impossible? Like what's that got to do with speech pathology? And she said, Mommy, you used to always say parenting is really hard sometimes. And these parents that have children with special needs, it's hard for them. And sometimes it's like a mission, Mom. It's sometimes like a mission for them to do something. But you know what, Mum? It's what I've learned, when you really work hard for something, it's not impossible. It's not impossible. So yes. And I just looked at her and I thought, gosh, you're just a darling to think of that. And how old are you to think of something like that? But it made me really question that and even think that, yeah, parenting is a mission, and transitioning between the stages of motherhood from being, there's like a newly married woman or like in your couple or whatever phase you're in before you become a parent, that transition firstly is a mission. But then the change that a child presents with and different transitions in their life is also a mission. But imagine parents of special needs kids where things are unpredictable. Change of routine makes it really hard for kids. And sometimes when they have difficulties communicating, it is quite a mission to understand what the child's saying. So being a parent, and especially being a parent of special needs children and navigating their challenges and accessing the right services and knowing what's right for them is a mission. But here comes the but. It's not impossible. It's not impossible for you to do it. But it is possible for you to achieve all the success that you need with a child and access the right services when you create the space or when you access the right services for you to know what is best for your child. And I guess this really reinforces why Wine with Wita was created, because when you equip parents with the knowledge that they can identify that's specific to their child's concerns, you're actually empowering them with evidence-based information and different perspectives so they can make the best decision to make their journey possible rather than impossible. And on top of that, it makes them be more of a better advocate for their child because they have access to the right and real information that supports them along the way. And yeah, it does feel like a mission. Without a doubt, it's beyond a mission even. But always know that it's always possible to achieve the success that you are desiring when you have access to the right services. So in the world of the internet and access to so much misinformation and different perspectives and opinions and things that make you question, how did you get here? What did you do wrong? Was it my pregnancy? Did I do something wrong with raising my kids? Like all of this doubt that you have in you, and then all of the challenges that you face. But no, there is a great strong possibility, and it is possible to achieve the success. One thing I always encourage parents is firstly create a safe space. When I say that, I mean associate yourself with families that are in the same boat. So you do feel comfortable, you still feel like your needs are heard. And then also asking the questions, accessing services and asking the health professionals the questions that you might be hesitant to ask. I even have a journey that I will explain later on in the next few months about my own daughter who she has a narrow palate, which made it really hard for her tongue to sit up there, which caused lots of dental challenges and breathing difficulties. And people looked at me, or my family would look at me and think, "What's wrong with her? She's over analyzing it. She's speech therapist. She's looking into it." But my gut was telling me this is not right. And yeah, it was a mission to figure out what was wrong with her. And even though some even health GPs and some ENTs were dismissing my concerns, but when I access the right information, what I thought was a mission is now actually becoming a possibility and a big change for my daughter. So I look forward to sharing that story. But yes, please go enjoy some Tom Cruise if that's who the guy is. I think that's him. But yeah, remember, it does feel like a mission, but it's not impossible for you to achieve. It actually is possible. Do feel free to send me a DM or if you have any questions, but I really hope you found this helpful. And I'll send any messages to my daughter Maria if you have any questions or would like to thank her for that wonderful idea. Have a wonderful day, guys, and take care. Thank you for tuning into another episode of Wine with Wita. I hope you found some new inspiration, learnt something new, or gained a fresh perspective. If you enjoyed this episode, I'd be so grateful if you please leave a 5-star review, as it really helps the show get in the ears of new listeners, plus it takes 5 seconds. If you're keen for more strategies and insights, then head over to Instagram and follow RS Speech Pathology.